from the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, Lord.
Many of Jesus' disciples who were listening said, "This saying is hard. Who can accept it?" Since Jesus knew that his disciples were murmuring about this, he said to them, "Does this shock you? What if you were to see the Son of Man ascending to where he was before? It is the Spirit that gives life, while the flesh is of no avail. The words I have spoken to you are spirit and life, but there are some of you who do not believe." Jesus knew from the beginning the ones who would not believe and the one who would betray him. And he said, "For this reason I have told you that no one can come to me unless it is granted him by my Father." As a result of this, many of his disciples returned to their former way of life and no longer accompanied him. Jesus then said to the 12, "Do you also want to leave?" Simon Peter answered him, "Master, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life. We have come to believe and are convinced that you are the Holy One of God." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
We conclude today the 6th chapter of St. John's Gospel that we've been reflecting on over the last 6 weeks, where Jesus gives us his teaching, his discourse on the Eucharist. Last Saturday, my wife and I, along with the other deacons of our diocese, had the opportunity to meet our new bishop, Bishop Richard Malone. We had Mass together, and we had lunch at Christ the King Seminary. And I can tell you that we were very, very blessed with a wonderful man, and with a wonderful bishop. But his message to all of us was really quite clear, and that is, in his own words, he is looking for all hands on deck. Not just as priests, not just as deacons or religious, but all of us. All of us gathered here today to bring the message of the gospel to the ends of the earth. And the bishop reminded us that the church exists to evangelize. The church exists to teach the faith clearly, but always in the spirit of love. But he also reminded us that doing so at times can mean rejection. At times it can mean harsh criticism. You know, our bishop didn't say this to us when he met with us, but I happen to know that our bishop was one of the leading voices in Portland, Maine, that helped to overturn the law that permitted homosexual marriage. What he did say to us was this. He says it's really amazing how even though you know you're doing the right thing, even though you know that you're teaching in accordance with what God has revealed, and even if you do so successfully, it can result in waking up the next morning and hearing your name slandered all over the media. You turn on the radio stations or the television or read the paper. You know, when I studied scripture at the seminary before I was ordained deacon, while I was in formation, I had learned that the prophets of the Old Testament were only considered authentic if they were rejected or if they were shunned. Why? Because usually they were bringing the message that something needed to change. always well received. Today's gospel, we hear Jesus finishing his lengthy teaching on the Eucharist. We recall that Jesus began his teaching with the feeding of the crowd of 5,000, 5 loaves and 2 fish. And then he had used the very same words that he did at the Last Supper. He took bread and said the blessing and broke the bread and he gave thanks. And of course, that word thanks in Greek, translated to the English, we know is translated to the word Eucharist. And he fed the crowds. And we've heard all the beautiful teachings of Jesus concerning the Eucharist over the last 6 weeks. How the Eucharist is not something we just do in church once a week, but that we live the Eucharist each and every day. How we're supposed to be perhaps a little bit less like those disciples who wanted to send the crowds away so that they would have more. Perhaps a little bit more like that little boy who gave what little he had to Jesus and trusted him to feed others. We learn, of course, that sometimes, even though God calls us to very special roles to carry out his work in this world, that maybe at times we worry a little bit too much about the problems of this world. To the point where maybe we even turn away from God. Because God doesn't fit our mold. Because God doesn't act the way we want God to act, and how we want God to act, and when we want God to act. Just like those crowds who missed the sign and only wanted Jesus to feed their stomachs. You see, Jesus teaches them and us that maybe we need to remember that another world awaits us. A world where we're going to understand better than we understand now. And instead of focusing on this world only, he tells us maybe we need to focus on the food that is necessary for eternal life. To trust that God really is in control. Leave the things in this world that we can't fix. Jesus. And we learn how even when we are at our lowest points in our lives. A few weeks ago we heard that prophet Elijah, the Old Testament reading, Elijah, the great prophet, praying that God would just end his life because he had just had enough. And how God responded not by giving him everything that he wanted, but what he needed. He sent an angel with bread, food to sustain him. And we learned how when we receive the Eucharist last week, how God lives in us and we live in God, and how we are united to all of heaven and earth each and every time we come together around the table of the Lord and the altar of God. We're united to those who have gone before us. Earth and heaven are united every time we celebrate the Eucharist. Beautiful teachings. All of them coming directly from the mouth of Jesus himself. And what do we hear in today's gospel? People begin walking away, saying, who can accept this? You know, Jesus doesn't back down. He doesn't call them back and say, well, let me explain this to you so you can understand it better. We learn in today's gospel is we either follow Jesus on his terms or we walk away. Today's first reading, Joshua poses a question to the people of Israel. Do you want to serve God or do you want to serve idols? There's no middle ground. We either serve the one true God or we serve the idols and things in life that we try to replace God with. There are teachings in our faith, in our church, that are sometimes hard. Sometimes we can ask, who can accept it? The sad truth of the matter is some walk away and they no longer live the faith. as they did when Jesus taught them directly. But you know, we're here today. And we're here for a reason. We're here because we believe. Because like Peter, we ask, to whom else shall we go? Because we know that we either follow God on God's terms, or we walk away. Because we know that God doesn't want us to walk away. But we learned over the last several weeks as Jesus taught us his discourse on the Eucharist that God does not want to reduce our way of thinking either. Instead, he wants to feed us. He wants to sustain us. He wants us to feed us with his body and his blood so that we can stay strong until we reach the world that awaits us. The world where we're going to understand what we don't understand now. What is unclear to us will be made clear. We're going to see Jesus face to face. And maybe in this life it's not going to be everything that we ask for. It's not going to be everything that we want. Jesus assures us it's everything that we're going to need. Stay close to the Eucharist. And if you wrestle with the church teaching, don't wrestle alone. Wrestle with God. But most importantly, stand for what you know is right. Not for what you think is just popular. And if you really, really struggle, remember the question that Jesus poses to his closest followers today. Do you want to leave me too? And our answer would be like Peter's. To whom else shall we go? We are convinced that you are the Holy One.